All right, so which one is Tre Holloway? Which one is Chris Rhodes?
I'm Tre Holloway.
Tre Holloway.
Yeah.
Chris Rhodes. Chris Rhodes, you go by C.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I always like to make people call people by what their names are, so I want to make sure I got that correct. So, all right. So we're here with the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. All right, Tre, let's start with you. Wide receiver.
Yeah.
Return specialist.
Yes, sir.
They list both next to your name, indicating that you're one of not just a receiver, you're an offensive weapon.
Yes.
But you're not the only offensive weapon on the team.
No, I'm not.
It's filled with offensive weapons. So when there's only one ball, how do you guys make sure that you guys all stay together and come together for a common goal, which is winning games?
I feel like with all the guys that we have, the guys that we bring in, we are building a brotherhood and building that competitive edge with each other to know we are making each other better, and we know that by any means, wherever the ball goes, we'll have a big play guy to be able to, contribute to what we're trying to accomplish as a team. So with it being one ball and it being a lot of guys who can make plays, we know we'll be comfortable wherever the ball goes.
Is there any competition where it's like, all right, you caught that one, you didn't score, don't let me catch it, I'm scoring?
I mean, between brothers, we'll maybe have that conversation here or there, but it's really building that to where it's like, okay, maybe I caught the ball and I got tackled to where now we got 30 yards to go. I have maybe 3 brothers, maybe 4 brothers who could also get the ball where they could achieve that goal of us getting 6 points at the end of the drive. So it's okay.
Where you from, DC?
Yeah, I'm from
I can
DC.
hear it. I'm from PG County.
Okay.
I like you guys from DC. All right, C. So you come in from UT Martin last year. What's it been like as a transfer this year? Of course, there's a lot. There's a lot of y'all coming in as transfer. So you're just one of them. But what's it been like? Give me a little bit of that perspective for y'all.
They've made sure to make it a good transition. Everything has been smooth. They're always attending to us to make sure that we feel comfortable because they don't want anybody feeling left out. And I just feel like the whole team has a lot of camaraderie because we went through a lot of hard workouts together. We went through a spring ball together, and we have a lot of team bonding moments. So I feel like it's definitely been a good transition coming here from UT Martin, and it's way better than UT Martin in my opinion.
Just down the road in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So what made Tennessee Tech stand out to you as a school? Of course, I mean, they did go undefeated against the SCS last year, but beyond that, what made them stand out?
So first off, I take my academics very seriously. So I got granted 2 years of eligibility. So I wanted to make sure I could get a master's that I wanted, which was accounting, and they had it. So that put them high on the list also. And then whenever I came on my visit, like they know the threshold so perfectly between friend and coach. So like it made me feel so comfortable, and they breathe confidence in you, which makes you more comfortable to play for them.
Yeah, that's always good to have. I remember when I was getting recruited way back in the day, I was like, what school I want to go to? I'm like, I'm going to go to the school where I actually, feel like I got a good relationship with the coaches. And I feel like, you can talk to them anytime, you can just call them up.
Yeah.
That's always good. That's always good. So, of course, when it comes to quarterbacks, you guys have a lot of quarterbacks, but Jax Leatherwood just got named second team all conference. Is he the starter?
We haven't named no starter. We're still, trying to build a competition throughout the entire team. So we don't know who's going to be the starter. We doesn't know who's going to.
We're naming it during fall camp.
Yeah, basically that means if you got one quarterback who's named second team, y'all got 3 quarterbacks who's gonna be second team.
Exactly.
That's what you said?
Yes.
So what's it about all of the quarterbacks? Give me one thing about each of them that they do that's special.
For one, I love all the quarterbacks that we have. We have Jax, who is, tall. I haven't really had a tall quarterback within my career. And for him to be able to, see over the line, be able to get the ball to me in certain aspects. We have Zoe, another guy who just transferred in, who is a great improviser, could use his feet to make plays, extend plays as well. We got Richie Munoz as well, who came last year, and he's another guy who can, use his feet as well, make another play, extend a play, and they all could get me the ball, get the other receivers the ball, maybe a running back who leaks out for a pass. It's just, we have a great room, and I love the competition that they're building within each other.
And then see, of course, you weren't here last year, so you got an outside perspective looking in on basically the finish to last year in the playoffs. So what's it been like in that locker room, coming into that locker room, and everyone, after that loss, of course, Tre, you can tell me, y'all were disappointed after that game?
After
The playoff loss.
Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
So what's it been like in that locker room and the build up to this year? Has it been like we're putting that behind us, we're moving forward, or is it like we lost that game, we were disappointed, and there's a chip on your shoulder, and now that chip's on your shoulder even though you weren't here?
Yeah, most definitely. Well, last year the standard was to aim high, and this year is aim higher. So we always, I'm on the team now. We always talk about that loss because that's the threshold that we have to get over if we want to be a great team.
For sure. And on defense last year, you're coming into a defense, number 2 in sacks per game, number 9 total defense. How do you guys aim higher than that? What is it that you guys are doing every day before the game actually starts that's prepping y'all?
Whenever I first got here, the DC put up all of the stats from the season prior, and he said, "This is what you did last year. That stuff doesn't matter anymore. We want to be better than that because there's always room to grow." So that's been the motive the whole time.
Sure. And this last question for both of y'all. Two answers. I need 2 answers. One from each of y'all. Hopefully it's different, but it might be the same. There's no rules for this question.
Okay.
Give me one word to describe this team entering this year.
Hungry.
Motivated.
Okay, hungry and motivated. Why?
We're the new kids on the block. We just entered the SoCon. We surrounded by great teams, and we know to become what we want to become as a program, to get to where we want to get to, it takes every day, stacking days, and the discipline and bringing each other together to achieve that goal.
And I would say we're hungry because they got a little taste of the playoffs. They got a little taste of the playoffs, and now we want to reach that again. We want more. We don't want just a slice of the cake. We want the whole cake.
It's like when you walk in the mall, and then they got the Chinese food lady giving you one piece of chicken.
Yeah.
You get a taste of the chicken, and he's like, you know what? Give me
the
a whole
whole
chicken
thing.
teriyaki.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, that's all I got for y'all. Best of luck this season.
Thank you.
And we'll make sure that Tennessee Tech, y'all predicted second. Y'all want to go higher than second, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, there you have it. Tre Holloway and Rhodes for Tennessee Tech. All right, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Speaking of some stuff to talk about, you got a new conference that we can talk about after last year's breakout campaign. So what's the feeling entering the new SoCon home this year?
Very excited. Everybody with our program's excited. This has been a long time coming, Stan, for us. Our president, Phil Oldham's been at Tennessee Tech 14 years, and he's been working towards this move. And no disrespect to the OVC, the Southern Conference is much more regional for us. For example, we're trading Chattanooga, that's 90 miles away, for Western Illinois, that's 700 miles away. It's better for the student athletes. It's better for all 15 sports. It's also a much stronger academic-based conference. We're the #1 ranked public institution in Tennessee, so it's a good match with our academics with the schools in this league. And then from a football standpoint, I believe it's the 5th ranked conference right now out of 13 FCS conferences. The OVC was 9th, so from that standpoint, it's a stronger conference for us football-wise to join. So overall, all those factors, regionality, academics, and football, made it a good move for Tech.
Yeah, and that gets me a good point when you talk about the strength of the football conference. Of course,
Right.
Last year that was a big thing with y'all,
Yeah.
going undefeated against the FCS, but then maybe a little underseeded or whatnot there. So of course, being in this new conference will help.
Yeah.
Is there a chip on the shoulder after last year, though? With the disappointing playoff finish, and is it a chip not only to get back but perform better?
Yeah, very, very much so. That's been a driving factor for all of us coaches and players, losing that playoff game at home to North Dakota. And when you look at the seeding, I certainly understand, because I pay attention to the Massey rating and other factors. I understand the strength of schedule. The OVC was down last year. It wasn't a strong league. We had to make a change late with getting James Madison off our schedule week 1. The only team available was an NAIA team. So I certainly understand that. The schedule looked like it wasn't as strong as it could have been. The only thing that got confusing to us, Stan, is the playoff committee had us so highly ranked. And then all of a sudden we dropped down to 13. But still, it doesn't matter. You got to play the game and win. We didn't answer the call. What I feel is different about this year, Stan, is right away our opener is a top 25 matchup. We've got Monmouth at home. We were just picked second in the Southern Conference. They were just picked second in the CAA. So you're talking about a couple of programs going in that are top 25, picked up high in their conference, playing an opener. So right away the strength of schedule is going to get helped.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited for that game. I just did a non-conference preview. I think y'all won one of my games week 0 to make sure you watch. So I'm excited to watch that.
I saw that. Good job by you.
And of course, I just talked to C.
Yeah.
He's one of, I think, 41 transfers. Is that how many y'all have? 41?
45 total.
45 total transfers. All right, I'll make sure I have that in our 45 total transfers.
Yeah.
How did you get them to gel so quickly? It seems like, C's fitting right in. He's right in there. So how do you get them to gel so quickly, and how are you going to get them to perform at a high level?
That's a great question. We take a tremendous amount of pride and put a tremendous amount of effort and time into building our culture at Tennessee Tech. The way I explain it to our organization, because this is college football now, 2 years in a row we've recruited 60 new players out of 120. So last year we had 38 seniors, 22 kids hit the portal. There's your 60. We got to replace 60. Well, you basically have from January to August to build your culture. It would be if you and I all of a sudden became roommates, and then we got to learn how to live together. Well, that's what happens now with the portal era, and my contention is the teams that do the best job of paying attention to the players getting to know each other and know the coaches and build trust and do things other than football, whether it's like last Wednesday we had a pool day at the golf course, and we were on the driving range with guys that never played golf, and we were putting, and we had food there, and just doing things other than just training and playbook. And you've got to build up that relationship. So I feel really strong about the fact that in this era of college football, as a head coach, you have to stay focused on your culture. Obviously, you got to really be focused on your revenue share, but you can't overlook your culture. You just can't overlook that, because you're asking young men to gel in 8 months and then go out and play for each other on a football field when they didn't know each other 8 months before. So that's something, Stan, that's really big within our program. And finally, what I'll say is it goes to our aim high philosophy, what we're trying to do to develop good people, good students, good players, future leaders of America. Our players believe in that, so they believe in us because they see how much we care about them and their future. This isn't just football, and building that culture is critical.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that you just mentioned aim high.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that, the model's aim high.
Yeah.
This year, you guys, after last year, want to aim higher.
Mm-hmm.
So
good job by Chris.
You guys were number 2 in sacks per game, number 9 total defense. What can we look forward to on that side of the field this year?
Yeah, I explained to everybody in the organization how hard it is to win 11 games. This will be my 35th season coaching. 17 as an assistant, or 18 as assistant, 17 as a head coach. I've only been part of 11 wins twice. It's incredibly hard to do. Last year, Stan, out of 130 FBS, 130 FCS, only 1 out of every 10 teams won 10 games or more. So winning 11's hard, and when we said aim higher, what we meant is we've got to aim higher than 11 wins. We've got to go farther than we did last year. Now, we have a phrase in our program called the standard is the standard. Well, now the standard just got set at 11 wins.
Yeah.
That's now the standard, and that's incredibly hard to do with the level of competition we're going to have in this league, with non-league against Monmouth, Eastern Kentucky, Mississippi State. That's going to be really hard, but that's the standard now, and that's what aim higher means, and good job by Chris sharing that with you.
And, of course, I'm sure you're getting this question from everybody. You got to talk about the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They say if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. Y'all have 3 quarterbacks.
They have 3, yeah.
And not only I have 3 quarterbacks.
What do they say about that if you have 3?
I don't even know. They say 3's a crowd, but one person in your crowd, they got a second team all SoCon already.
Yeah.
So you got Zoltan, you got Jax, you got Richie. What's something that each of them do special?
Yeah, they're all very unique quarterbacks in that they all have statistics. One of the nice things about the portal, Stan, is you don't have to go into a season with a quarterback that you've redshirted who hasn't played a snap of college football. You know, it's like going to the grocery store. You can go buy what you want at the grocery store. Well, you can go in the portal and find a quarterback who has good numbers. My point is all three of them have good numbers from their previous school where they started. Zoltan last year at Charleston Southern, Jax Leatherwood, who you mentioned, is second team preseason all-conference in the SoCon, and then Richie Munoz redshirted for us last year, but 2 years ago in the Big Sky at Weber State put up good numbers. So all three of them have the ability to lead this team to a championship. We're going to take this competition into preseason camp, and we're going to let it play out in preseason camp. And then whoever's the 1, 2, 3, that's the way we'll go into the season. But man, I tell you what, it feels good to know if something happens to 1, 2, and 3 are pretty damn good.
And speaking of 1, give me one word to describe this team entering this year.
It would be mentality. I really like the mentality of this team, Stan. They want to win. The guys who returned from last year are motivated to do better than losing in the first round of the playoffs, and the new guys look at it as, man, I got an opportunity to be part of something special. So I like the mentality right now.
All right, well, that's all I got for you, Coach.
Appreciate you, buddy. Great job.
Of course. And good
Stan
luck
Becton, ladies and gentlemen. I finally got to meet him.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, buddy. Anytime, okay?